Benedict Oramah, President of African Export-Import Bank, based in Cairo.
Sir, you just had an interaction with the President of Nigeria. We want to know what did you discuss and what are the ways
we went to see the President to offer congratulations and also to brief him on the activities of AFREXIM in Nigeria, because Nigeria is an important shareholder of AFREXIM Bank and also hosts Anglophone regional office. Nigeria is also a very important market where we have exposure of about $12 billion. So it was important that as soon as the President took office that we briefed him about what we are doing and also learn from him on the plans and what his expectations may be on how the bank can further support Nigeria.
What are the highlights of your meeting with him?
Well, the highlights of the meeting mentioned the reforms that have taken place, the reforms in the petroleum sector, because today we finance 70% of the petroleum imports into Nigeria, reform of the exchange rate system, and the impact it will have on the economy overall. We also then looked at what support we could continue to give to businesses and banks under the environment, and as well as to NNPC as they implement the new pricing regime for oil products.
So what assurance has the President given you?
We have firmly the support of the government of Nigeria for the bank, and also continued active engagement with us. So we are really very pleased with that because it paves the way for us to continue to do what we are doing in the country.
You made a point about AFREXIM Bank being sponsoring 70%, if I got you correctly, of petroleum imports to Nigeria. With the removal of the subsidy, does this provide some sort of succor, or what you plan to do with that money now that you don't have to use it for subsidy anymore?
Well, the removal subsidy does not remove the need for the import of petroleum products, because until the Dangote refinery and the Port Harcourt refinery become stabilized in their production, there will still be imports. But the good thing is that we are going to see a reduction in the volume of imports, because we know that the subsidy was creating a perverse incentive for fuel products, oil products imported into Nigeria going into other countries. So the demand we see in Nigeria is not actually the Nigerian demand. It was actually the West Africa demand. So we expect the demand to shrink. It will also reduce perhaps the need for the kind of financing we are doing. It won't eliminate it, but it reduces the quality, which was absolutely important, because I think last year we did almost about 5 billion or something around that of oil imports. By the first 4 or 5 months of this year, we had done 4 billion. So if this had not happened, we would be talking about 10, 12 billion. We wouldn't have been able to do all of that as ourselves alone. So the reform is timely, because if it didn't happen, something was going to give anyway, because where would the money come from to support?